Hello everyone, this is Cesar and I hope everybody has had a fantastic end of 2020, this year that we never ever expected to kind of develop in that way, even in our wildest dreams, I would say, right? And I hope everybody is safe, and I would like to wish you all the best in 2021, that I'm totally convinced that it's going to be a fantastic year for everybody. By the way, 2020 was a great year for the Rodriguez family, right? But I don't want to go too much into details. Let's say that with everything that has been going on, everybody is safe in the family, everybody's healthy. There have been several developments that have gone really well during this past already 2020. Now, let me start the 2021 with an apology. I know I have been really very slow uploading videos lately, but there has been a lot going on. Now things are going, let's say, back to, between inverted commas, normal. So I will come back to my weekly schedule, and lessons, covers, and guitar work is what you are going to see in my channel as always. Well, let's start the year with this puppy here. Is my Carvin 1994, I think, or 1998. I always make a mistake. Anyway, it's older than some of my viewers, right? And we are going to give her a special treat. We are going to give her locking tuning machines, and those are auto trim tuning machines. It has taken me a while to find machines that were fitting with the holes in this guitar, because you will see that the tuners are relatively small. So these ones have been the chosen ones, and we are going to go through the entire setup. This is a fantastic guitar. I don't know why it does not get the same attention that some of my PRSs or other guitars get in my videos, but those are excellent guitars. If you can put your hands in a Carvin Bolt from 1994, 1998, I think it's 1998, please do it, right? This is one thing. So what we are going to do is we are going to give her auto trim tuning machines D'Addario. We are going to give her, of course, a new set of strings. We've been playing this guitar a lot lately for some parallel projects that I have other than YouTube. And we are going to use, as always, the cheap nickel wound D'Addario 10 to 46. I have something to say about strings. Guys, there are many videos about which are the best strings, the worst. Well, fine. I mean, I respect all points of view here. First, learn how to play. And after that, you can use whatever strings you want. I'm using these strings for years and years and years and years, and I think you can say I sound okay, right? Believe me, more expensive strings are not going to make you a better player. Practice is going to make you a better player. And once you get to some level of playing, you don't care too much about the strings you're using. But this is, of course, my personal opinion, and if you want, take it as a personal advice. Okay, so we are going to put these ones, and we are going to do an entire setup and going through some of the characteristics of this guitar. I'm going to close the blinds and use lighting, because as you see, light is not ideal in this video, so bear with me for a second. Well, as always, and only for the pleasure of seeing some of my haters getting totally, absolutely, I would say, bananas when I do this, I'm cutting the strings, right? I'm cutting the strings, yes. Your neck is not going to suffer, guys. Well, anyway, I'm not going to repeat this anymore. So this is especially dedicated to the ones who get in horror and dismay every time I cut the strings, okay? Well, the strings are gone, and now we are going to proceed to change the tuners. There is some fret wear here. I think I can get still a good 6 months of playing, yeah? And then I will have to re-crown the frets. This guitar has been refretted once, and the guy who did the refret did a great job. It has an ebony fretboard, and refretting ebony apparently is not that easy because it chips, is what the guy told me, but clearly he did a great job. So We are gonna change the tuners, then we are gonna polish a bit the frets, right? It's looking really, I think the first, second, third frets, well, I think it can really get me until June. Anyway, and please remember, kids, take your strings off the guitar before changing the tuners. There are some videos of some YouTubers where they are changing the tuners without, well, with the strings still on, right? So you should not do that, right? It is not recommended. But anyway, now let's get rid of the, let's say, old tuners. For the ones who follow my channel, know that I don't like to do permanent modifications to my guitars that cannot be reverted to the original, let's say, state, right? To the original configuration of the guitar. This is the reason why I don't like to drill holes when I change tuners, etc. And this is the reason why I try to find tuners that will fit with the holes, right? You see that I'm jumping over this tuner and going to the next. And why? Because the screw is totally screwed up. This guitar has been through a lot. It's been with me for several years, right? And this screw here is totally, the head is totally rounded, right? So no screwdriver will hold. There are many different techniques in order for you to fight a screw that has totally lost the head, let's say, right? And we are going to use our Dremel machine here. Why? Because I love the Dremelization, right? There are other guys that would do a different thing, I'm totally convinced, but every time I have found something like that, the Dremel machine, say, trick has made it possible for me. So this is what we are going to do. In this case, we are going to be forced to use the screws that come with the new tuners, right? Because of this issue. I'm gonna get rid of the other tuners, right? Before attacking the problem, right? We are going to use the right key. Okay. Yeah. One. Let's keep it apart, and we will save those tuners, and we will save them in a safe place, because those are the original tuners of the guitar. And as I said, I like to keep my guitars with all the original parts. The reason why we are putting locking tuners is not because this guitar has tuning stability problems. It has not, right? It is simply because of the easiness on changing the strings, because changing strings then is like a breeze, right? And there are some people over there who love changing strings. I hate changing strings on the guitar, actually, but this is what we have to do. We are gonna keep this one because this is the screw that won't basically go, right? Yes. And we are gonna continue with the other ones. Careful. Okay, now let's fix the culprit with our trusty Dremel tool. What we are going to do is we are going to cut a slot here in the head of this rebel screw, being really very careful, right, in order to be able to use a flat screwdriver. So the ones who are wearing headphones, this is gonna make a lot of noise, eh? Okay. Let me first mark it. Okay, and now that we have the mark, there we go. You saw there was a lot of, in Spanish we say chispas, okay? Sparks. And now let's see if this worked. When you do that, you need to be very careful. First with your guitar, of course, right? But the second is that if you go too far, you're gonna cut the head of the screw in two. And then you're going to be really sorry, because the other methods are very much aggressive once you've lost totally the head of the screw. I hope you are having a good angle there, so you can see that the extraction is going really well. The patient is responding to the aggressive treatment, and I think that even, no, not yet, with our finger, so we could, yes, it's here. This is, let me see if this will focus for you. You see what we have done? We have cut a slot in the head of the screw, and it worked well, and now we can get rid of the tuner, and we are going to do it in a fashionable way. See? Beautiful. Because now the other tuners are not on the way. Oop. Perfect. So we got rid of the old tuners. We are going to save them and preserve them, right? In a safe place, as I said. And now, let me get the entire thing here in the movie. We are going to unpack these things. And these things look like this immediately out of the box. If you're gonna change the tuners of your guitars, right, please make sure that the tuners are in the configuration you need. So if they are in line, like these ones, so the 6 of them in line, get them in line. And if not, get 3 and 3. It may sound silly, but believe me, some people have had to return their tuners because, well, anyway. So those are inline tuners, meaning that all of them are looking in the same direction, which is this one, and hopefully they will fit in the existing holes, and they do, because we did an extensive research. You see that they are relatively small. They are smaller. The head, the buttons are smaller than, I would say, the regular ones that you will find. So it's going to be perfect. We are going to use the screws that come with our new tuners because of the problem we have had with one of the screws. So we are going to use those ones, right? The new screws. So let's start with the first one and see how it goes. It is really very important to use the right screwdriver, because one of the reasons why the screw was damaged is that one, right? Someone used the wrong screwdriver trying to unscrew the tuner. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and install the 6 of them, and then flip the guitar over and put the shaft, right? I will spare you from the entire installation here at the back. It is important to notice that I'm not screwing totally the tuners against the back of the headstock until I put all the fruits that go in the front part of the headstock, right? So once we're done, we will flip it over again and tighten totally the screws on the back. So as I said, I will spare you from this. See you now in a minute. Well, so you can see the tip of the tuner is black. It fits with the entire guitar. First we put the washer, and after that we are gonna give a turn to the nut. And it's interesting, the key we were using before won't fit. So let's try our trusty octopus tool that basically does the job perfectly. Second washer. There's something here, it's like a plastic, getting rid of it. Opa. Sorry for the earthquake again. Very good. One thing I like about the octopus tool, I have said that in many videos, is that it won't allow you to over tighten the nut because it is made of a rubberish material, and then in the moment the nut is sufficiently tightened, right, you cannot tighten it, you cannot over tighten it, right? It wears a lot, it wears, so I mean the holes are already a little bit stripped, but I think it's the nature of this material, right? Again, Music Nomad, great company. It is interesting to see that Music Nomad is now receiving a lot of attention from some big YouTubers, and I'm happy for them. I mean, I think they are a great company. I'm using their products for many years. In fact, you will see my F1 oil bottle here. We are going to oil the fretboard a bit. I have it since 2012, and I remember well the date because I was in the UK when I last bought it. So, 8 years, guys, right? But I'm happy they are receiving the attention now that they really deserve. They have great products, and I only use the F1 oil and the guitar polisher from them, right? And the last one here, Bender is here. He's been a bit sick, and we are going to the neurologist tomorrow, the 2nd of January 2021, to see how he is progressing, right? Very good. Now we are gonna flip it over and then finishing tightening the screws at the back of the headstock now that the tuners are perfectly aligned, right? Okay, so far so good. We have our new locking tuners installed, and now what we are going to do is we are going to give it a bit of polishing to the frets, right? We are going to use our erasers, 600 and 1200. Very funny too, I have these erasers since, in fact you see that this one is smaller, it's already been cut, I think also like 9 years. I got them from Crimson Guitars, right? And they do a great job. right? It only needs a little bit of polishing. As I said, there's some fret wear that we will need to take care of it, but not at this moment, right? Let me give you a perspective of the fretboard. We are going to use the fret guard, right? So simply pass with the 600 to all frets, and then a pass with the 1200, and we'll be done. Another 1200. Very good. Now we will oil the fretboard, clean a little bit the guitar. Let me go to the original angle. F1 oil. This bottle is with me since 2012. And I said that I remember well that because I was in the UK when I last bought it. And look at this, still has up to here, right? Yeah. Great product again. Drop per fret. And there goes our fretboard. Again, I do this maybe once a year, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it is once a year or when I feel is needed. What I have noticed is that since I live in Miami 4 years now, the fretboards don't get that dry, right? In Beijing it was really a problem. We have to hyper humidify the rooms always, right? Perfect. Fantastic. The ebony looks like new after so many years of playing. And now we are going to clean a bit the body of the guitar before we go and string the guitar. And again, we are going to use another Music Nomad product, which is the guitar detailer. I love the products of this company, really. So we take a rag. It says that you can use it in nitro finishes, in poly of course. And give it a bit of love here, there, over there. And we flip the guitar over, and then the back of the guitar, the neck. Look at this neck. I mean, it is so much play. It's totally satin, right? And between the horns, and between the pickups, yeah, as many chips and things, but after so many years with me and playing, I always try to keep my guitars really in very good condition, right? But chips and things are absolutely inherent in a well-played guitar, right? It's gonna happen, guys. If you put your guitars in a closet, it's not gonna happen. But if you play them and gig them, it's gonna happen. It is going to happen, right? Let me find a clean spot in the rag. And we kiss the cleaning goodbye. Again, the first 5 frets really are worn out, but still I think I can get another good 6 months out of them before we recrown the entire guitar, right? Very good. And now let's string the guitar. Because of those tuners that are auto trim, I've never used these ones. I have in my Yamaha SG 1820, I have auto trim locking tuners, but they are different than those ones. So you are gonna see the thing at the same time that I do. Bear with me for a second. Well, I was not aware that I was not filming, right? So thank God we still have the fifth and the second string to go, so I can show you how those tuners work. Sorry about that, but anyway, so first we are gonna put the string through the body because our carving is a string through, okay, through the bridge, right? And now, if you look at those tuners on the back, they have a wheel, right? Okay. So what you would do is you would open that wheel to unlock the tuner. Then you will pass the string through the hole at the peg, right? Like you would do with any other normal tuner, right? Okay. And once you have it there, check out the bridge, everything is okay. Once you have it there, simply you lock the wheel here at the back. Let me see if, I think you can see it, right? Perfect. Once you lock it, just start winding the string. And then it trims, you see? I mean, it trims. The only thing you have to do now is tune your guitar. Let's go through the fifth string, sorry, the second string, and let's do the process again. Okay. It helps having the hole aligned with the slot at the nut. And in those tuners, it is easy to see because, look, there's a metallic small ball here that is aligned with the hole. So once you have it there, you know that you are aligned with the slot at the nut, right? So we pass it through the hole, you see, then lock it here at the wheel, which is at the back of the tuner, then start winding the string, and it trims. Very good. And then what is left is tuning your guitar. What we would do is, I mean, we will play with the guitar, of course, and once we have been playing the guitar for a while, I will come back to you and we'll tell you if the tuners hold to their promise. For the moment, it looks to me like they're working okay, right? Now, what we are going to do is tune it to pitch and do a quick setup of our carving. But that would be in another video, guys, because this is running now for more than 20 minutes and I don't want to keep you there for 45 minutes video, right? Though the setup of this guitar is really very interesting because it has some very particular characteristics, among them the trash rod, and you will see what I mean when you will see it. Up to that moment, please play your guitars, have fun and be good. And have a fantastic 2021, and please stay safe. See you very soon. Bye.